How's it going, everybody? This is the Bloke Who's here with you once again, and today we're going to be talking about funny shit people say about people who are naturally dark-skinned, tan, and have blonde hair. You guys ready for this? Let's get into this. Go. So if you haven't already noticed, I am pretty, tan, pretty dark, naturally. I don't tan or anything. I step out into the sunlight and I start tanning naturally. And I do have blonde hair. At one point, my hair was naturally blonde when I was younger, when I was a baby. And then it just kind of grew out and just started getting darker. I think around age 9, I started dyeing my hair blonde just because I was just so fascinated that you could change the color of your hair. And I just kind of kept up with it. But being a person of dark skin, having really light hair, you do get a lot of looks. And I'm also a guy, as you didn't know. And so I kind of have the whole hair dyeing thing, and being a guy, it's not a big deal as much anymore for guys to be dyeing their hair, but it kind of still is. And it's funny. Now, before I used to kind of take it at heart, where people would be like, hey, why are you dyeing your hair? You're silly, kind of thing. And I would be like, oh, wow, kind of hurt a bit. I don't think there's anything wrong with dyeing your hair. Anyways, that's that. I do get a lot of people saying funny things, and I think they're funny now. I think that laughter and taking things that you might have thought were offensive, taking it in a light humor, dark humor, some type of humor way is key, because in the long run, it won't hurt you, and you'll be able to brush off what people say about you and things you do a bit more than if you didn't take them in a humor-like way. Okay, so this is really funny. I was at a restaurant one time and I walked by a table, and it was just an old couple, a man and a woman, probably in their, I really want to say like 90s. They were really, really old. And so this guy stops me. He's like, hey man, do you surf? And this old guy. And I'm like, I have surfed. I'm not a surfer, but I like surfing. He's like, okay, I can definitely see you as a surfer because of your style. At the time I had long bleached blonde hair, almost white, and obviously just my tan skin. And he's like, definitely have that California look. And in my head, I'm like, yes, because that's the look that I'm going for. I am a Californian, so I kind of want to represent that whole California blonde hair, tan skin thing. And so I like it. And so I'm like, hey, thanks, man, thanks. But then he was like, but I just don't understand why you're so tan. And I'm like, what? He's like, why do you tan so much? And I was so confused. And I'm like, what? It's like, you're just really, really tan. And he didn't understand why I was so tan. And I'm like, you're joking? Are you kidding around? And he wasn't. He was being dead serious. He was being dead serious. And so I looked at him, straight in the eyes, and I'm like, well, my parents are dark, my mom darker, and so I guess I take after her, and it's in my genes to be this dark. He's like, oh, and then he just kind of felt dumbfounded because he thought I was gonna say that I tan, but I don't, because I'm naturally dark, and the blonde hair kind of threw him off. I do get that a lot. A lot of people say that my blonde hair makes me a bit ambiguous, but yeah. On the other side, I do get a lot of people saying, just being confused why I dye my hair. Why not? Kind of my thing. I dye my hair because I've always done it, and I like my hair to be a certain color, and so I do that. Hashtag be you, yourself, be yourself, shit yourself. And so I don't know. I do get a lot of people saying that I'm trying to deny my race and I'm trying to be something that I'm not. That has nothing to do with it. I am who I am, and I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm not trying to deny anything at all. I'm just I like this hair color, and I'm just doing me. There's nothing wrong with that. I do get a lot of guys coming up to me saying, why are you dyeing your hair? It's a bit girly. You should not do that. I really don't have any response to that. I'm kind of like, well, okay, well, I am me, so that's that. Just because you don't like it, I'm not gonna say sorry. I'm still gonna be me. That's that. So things like that. They used to get to me a lot, but now I'm kind of like, oh, you don't like it? Oh, tough luck. You're not living my life. I'm living mine, and I'm enjoying it. Also, and this actually happened at work, and my boss was really getting on me because I dye my hair. And I think at one point, I'm working at this one place. I had dark blonde hair. The next day, I came to work with bleach blonde hair, where my hair was really, really blonde, light blonde, and he was just so confused. He's like, you know what? I don't know what you're doing here, but you should probably keep your personal style out of your workplace. I'm like, what? He was saying that my hair color was not acceptable at the job that I was at. And I'm like, oh, what hair colors are acceptable? My hair color was not acceptable. And I'm like, oh, well, that's funny, because my hair is not blue, where I would, some drastic color. And he's like, well, these are the colors that are acceptable. And so he mentioned them, and I'm like, yeah, well, you just said blonde, so I have blonde hair, so that's acceptable, right? He's like, it's acceptable for those who are naturally blonde. I'm like, what? What are you saying? And I'm like, well, what about that girl who has burgundy hair? I'm like, that's not in the natural hair color scheme that you just mentioned. He's like, oh, girls are fine. Girls have no problem with dyeing their hair. I'm like, did you just hear yourself? I think you're just being sexist right now. And so there was this huge back-to-back kind of thing where it's like, he didn't like my hair being a certain color because I was a guy, and I was a tan guy having really light hair. I basically kept doing me because he had no authority telling me that what I was doing was wrong. Anyways, long story story short, that ended up not a big deal in the long run, and I kept my job and I kept the color of my hair, and he kind of got used to it. It's something really funny that someone said. They're like, why are you bleaching your hair? You're killing your hair. Stop that. And I'm like, well, hair's already dead, and I actually take pretty good care of my hair besides the whole bleaching aspect of it. But other than that, I feel like hair grows back. Hair is a big deal, and it's not a big deal at the same time. If you're able to express yourself with the color of your hair or whatever you do it. And if you're not hurting anyone, it's just funny when people pinpoint something about you and transform it or turn it around and make it a negative and put you on blast for it. I feel that as far as having blonde hair, you can be anyone and have blonde hair, no matter the skin color that you are. It's just a way you want to present yourself to the world, and this is me. I feel good about myself looking like this. I'm not trying to be anyone else, just trying to be me. I'm not trying to hurt myself or trying to hurt anyone else. So as long as we have that in line, we should be good, right? So all these things about me having blonde hair, I've honestly tried all hair colors, and I think it's fun to do that. And the cool thing about hair and having short hair at that, you can cut off your hair if you mess up badly, or if you don't, there's plenty of ways to recover your natural hair. I kid around with a lot of people nowadays in regards to, shaving off my head and starting fresh just because. I remember being told at a very young age, I think it was 11, and people were like, hold on, that's not your natural hair color? When I would tell them, I'm like, yeah, I dye it. And they're like, your parents let you dye your hair? They didn't really say no, they never really said yes, but I just kind of did it and never really got in trouble for it, and I just kind of kept at it. People would always say, hey, you're gonna go bald really, really quick, really soon. And I'm like, I might, that's always a possibility. I haven't yet though. I mean, I'm not really afraid to go bald just because I've been bald plenty of times just on my own because I've wanted to. I've shaved my head completely and polished it, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like being bald and it's cool. I like having long hair and I like dyeing it, so no problem there. I think this video kind of turned more into a rambling session than anything else. Really what I'm trying to say is be you, be unique. Don't let anyone influence you in a negative way to change who you are because they're not comfortable with the way you look, no matter who you are and what you do. Be you, boo boo, treat yourself. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that great stuff. I will see you next time. Love you. Bye.